Are you looking to get bankruptcies off your credit report or maybe others' credit report? This video is for you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to remove a bankruptcy from credit reports. There is a process, and unfortunately, it's not a short one. My name is Credit Coach Nicole Scott. I give you the information that you need to know, not what you want to hear. If it was that easy to remove bankruptcies from credit reports, everyone would have excellent credit. But it is a process, and sometimes it can be a quicker process, sometimes it can be a longer process. Either way, each person's journey is going to look a little bit differently, and the faster that you can take action, the better. So let's get right into it. Now, in this guide, I give you all of the information to get everything plus bankruptcies removed from your credit report and how to resolve late payments and collections and so much more. So first step that we want to do is we want to head on over to a third-party data furnisher called LexisNexis. Okay, they have a consumer report that you want to pull because in reality, this is how it all works. Bankruptcy a lot of times it's connected to LexisNexis. LexisNexis also has a business side to it where they report business data as well. So they're one of the largest data furnishers in the United States. Request a copy of your consumer report with them, okay? Once you have that, you'll see the bankruptcies listed on that, and you can dispute that data directly with LexisNexis. Now you might be asking me, what about LCI? Well, unfortunately, LCI doesn't work the same. They're a very small company. They just kind of came into play within the last, 10 years or so, right? And oftentimes they will not provide you with a copy of your consumer report, and they will not respond to any of your requests. So you can certainly try to request a copy and attempt to dispute it with LCI directly because, hey, you definitely should. But in my experience, it can be a little tedious because oftentimes they don't respond. But feel free to email them, write them a letter, all of the above, because you certainly should. Now, when it comes to LexisNexis, they are very likely to respond to you. And if not, you can actually file a CFPB complaint against them because they are a data furnishing company. And all data furnishing companies have to follow the same laws, meaning they have to follow all of the same laws that the three major bureaus have to follow. Credit Reporting Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA. Okay, they also have to abide by all of the credit laws that the three majors do. Okay, they're no different. If they are a data furnishing company, they have to ensure that all of the data that they are reporting is in fact accurate. And the great thing about the guide is it has a template in there that you can use directly for LexisNexis and put it under dispute with them. Now, you're also going to want to freeze your LexisNexis report before you dispute with the credit bureaus, because what you want to do is you want to dispute with all three of the credit bureaus once your LexisNexis file has been locked. That way they cannot go and try to verify it with that third party that they received it from. You're going to force them to say, hey, we're not sure. Maybe they'll just remove it. But there are many different violations that you can find with bankruptcy cases. Was it dismissed? Was it discharged? Is it reporting inaccurate? Are there accounts that still are included in the bankruptcy? There's so many different possibilities that could go wrong or errors that could happen, because once something gets reported once, sometimes it just may not ever get updated until you start disputing it. Now, what you want to do is you want to go through this dispute process on your own and give it about 30 to 90 days. And then once you have gone through the process, you have sent out your disputes to LexisNexis, you have sent out your disputes to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Now, once you dispute something, they should have marked that account as disputed in their system. You will have a copy of your credit report and you can verify whether or not they marked it as disputed. Once this is completed, say for example, they are like, hey, we didn't do anything, or we've updated your credit report and it's still there and nothing has changed. Well, you can then take a copy of your credit report and take it to a consumer lawyer. That way they can review your report. If you get the guide, all of this is inside of the guide, where you can go, where you can upload it, because you need to have proof that, hey, I already went through this process and here's my response from the credit bureaus. Here's a copy of my credit reports, so on and so forth. Now, what I recommend, just, being proactive, is to also, once you have disputed it with LexisNexis and the CRAs, which I call the credit reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, you can then file a CFPB complaint against them, all right? Each one of those four companies, LexisNexis and the three others, because that is going to help prompt them to remove any sort of inaccurate or invalid errors or whatever. Maybe you got mixed up with somebody else, right? Go through the process yourself. Like I said, get all the proof. And then if you still need help, then you can reach out to the consumer attorney. They will review your information. And if you have all the proof of, hey, these are the violations, these are the errors, I already disputed it with them, or hey, I've got mixed up with somebody else, this isn't even mine, it belongs to a family member or somebody else with a similar name, whatever the case may be, you can then provide them with a copy of your reports and any responses that you received from the credit bureau, so that way they can see if you have a case or not. If they feel you have a case because you've built up enough proof of such, which is why I say try it on your own, keep records of everything, and make sure that you send it certified mail return receipt. Every time you send a letter in to the credit bureaus or a reporting agency like LexisNexis, always send it certified mail return receipt. You can also upload the copies, or in LexisNexis, I believe they have like an online portal. You can go through that, or they might even have an email system. I believe I've gotten an email from them before. So it's been a while since myself has disputed with them, because I never recommend actually doing this with for other people. You want them to be the ones to reach out. You want a well-known email from their end, because they could very well say, look, we don't think this letter's from you, we're not going to respond, and it just gets ugly, you know. So you want to make sure this is coming directly from the client, directly from the consumer's file who it is with, right? But so far you have gathered all of your proof, then you can provide it to the lawyer's office, and they don't charge you anything if you have a case. That's the beautiful thing about it, is these consumer lawyers will sue the companies and then make their money that way. So you can even potentially earn a bit of money, and that's why I always tell you guys, build your case, all right? Build, build, build. Keep track of everything, documentation, proof, because we are building a case. If you make a phone call to them, document who you spoke with, what time it was, and again, if you want more help from the credit bureaus, become the customer, sign up for their credit reports. You can still, you know, send a copy of their credit reports to the lawyer when it's the, you know, time, but it's easier if you send the consumer attorneys one report that has all three on it. So if you are going to pick one, I recommend 𝑪𝒓𝒆𝒅𝒊𝒕 because it's a FICO scoring system. You can get a copy of that below. It's an affiliate link with my good friends over at 𝑪𝒓𝒅𝒊𝒕. And guess what? It supports the channel at no additional cost to you, and you can get a copy of all three of your credit reports side by side. FICO 8, $1 for a 7-day trial. If you wanted to cancel before the 7 days, you certainly can, but it's the same layout as Identity IQ, except for it is your FICO scores, your FICO 8s, which is really important. Nobody cares about Vantage scores, guys, so gotta get with the FICOs. Nonetheless, I appreciate you watching, and most importantly, start taking action. Comment the word guide if you want the guide. You can go through the steps, go through the process, and then of course upload your case. If you've already gone through all the steps and you feel like you've done everything, you may want to just go straight to the consumer attorney and see if they can take on your case, because you should have more than enough time that you've put into this, and all that you really need to send them is a copy of your credit reports. All right, I'll see you next time. Make sure you are subscribed and turn your bell notifications on, my friends. I'll see you on the next video.